Hey everyone, it's Connor back from this old farm, and today we're going to come up here into the pole barn and we're going to flick on some light because we got a... the heck was that all about? We got a Super MTA Diesel update for you. So spent a lot of time this weekend. It's New Year's weekend. Happy New Year. Things look a lot different, we'll say. Yeah, look at that. We got a hood back on. So I spent some time this weekend finishing up at least things on the top end so that we could get the hood on. We finished tightening down the new gauge cluster up there underneath the hood. We went through and wire loomed the wiring. Now you won't be able to see a whole lot of it, but if I pull out a flashlight, you can see it starts up in there, goes up over the valve cover, and then comes down and around by the gas tank, underneath the diesel tank, and then up into the junction box. Obviously, we don't have a battery box on it yet. Eventually, we'll get there. I have to put a hose on here still. It's a 3/4. I haven't figured out what the length is yet. I'll have to measure that still. Last week, we mentioned something about the carburetor too, I believe. I did pull that apart. It wasn't too badly dirty at all. So there was a little bit of grit and grime in the bowl drain, whatever the little brass bowl drain on the bottom there. But other than for that, it was actually pretty clean. So there's not much to those to get dirty, so that's kind of nice. So we got that off of there and put back on. I do have to get a new sediment bowl because, like we showed you last week, that one, the old one over there on the tractor, is pretty well getting rotted out. It's getting eaten up and stuff, so we're gonna order a new one from Steiner Tractor Parts when we put in an order eventually. Here I'm just kind of holding off because the order is a lot of money, so I'm not ready to go through and spend what I need to spend on this thing just yet. I want to get a little bit of savings put up before I do that, so trying to be smart, I guess. So we did the wire loom. I did adjust the torque amplifier, and it really wasn't out of adjustment by much. The clutch pedal was slightly out of adjustment, but really it wasn't too bad. So that's all pretty well sorted out. I don't think at the time I had drained out the hydraulic reservoir, so that is completely drained out now. And I have to put fluid in that. I'll have to put fluid in that, but I'm going to wait until I get that other hydraulic hose put on before I go through and do that. I don't think there's really much else as far as the front of it goes. I'm pretty sure that everything's that's everything I'm covering. I had an issue where I was having the changeover lever here was not wanting to stick in the gas mode, the forward position. Come to find out, there was on the other side behind the carburetor. You guys, I won't be able to show you guys because it's so tucked under stuff. There was a nut from one of the bolts that I took off of one of the U-joints. It had fallen into where there's a mechanism that moves back and forth, and that's what locks it in and out. And that nut had fallen down and was holding the lock mechanism, so it wouldn't stick forward. So we got that out of there, got that fixed up. You might also be able to notice that the fast hitch is finally gone out of here. I brought a pallet in with the tractor and loaded it on the pallet and got it the heck out of here. And in the process of doing that, oh, you guys can't see. Let me turn on we got the drawbar put on. So this is the drawbar from the 400 gas. I took it off and put it on this one. So we got that changed over now, which is nice. It looks a lot better without that silly, obnoxious fast hitch on this thing. So that'll be going on the 400 gas. It's just sitting outside right now on a pallet, so nothing that will hurt it. So we're just in limbo here right now. Dummy old me forgot I ordered some new wire connectors because I ran out of the wire connectors that I need for small screws like the back of the ammeter and stuff. So I can't entirely finish up the wiring, but there really isn't much left to do other than I have to connect the ignition wire that goes from the ignition switch over to the distributor. I have to get a power jumper wire, whatever you want to call it, that goes from the ammeter to the ignition switch, so the ignition switch has power, and then run the wiring for the lighting. Other than for that, I have to do a new battery cable because this one's such a disaster over here. I wanted to replace it, so I think it's an original cable, so it's in pretty tough shape yet. So, because it's still got the original, you guys can't see that, it's still got the original, metal, I don't know what you want to call it, wire loom, metal wire loom, I don't know. If you look at the, on Brillman, they sell the original style cable, and that's got it on it, so I would assume that that is an original one, especially considering that it's got all the felt covering instead of being your classic plastic, whatever you want to call it, like that stuff is, and the new style cables are. So that's really all I got for you on an update. I do have to eventually, down here on the fuel system, I have to put a new gasket on this water trap. It's the gasket on it is in, well, it's not in tough shape, but it just keeps leaking. I can't get it to stop leaking, so it's just another thing on the project. I don't know if that can, I gotta look and see if that can be a cork one or if I gotta make a rubber one, or because right now it's a rubber one. So I think I could do a cork one, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So it's just gonna be a little bit on parts and stuff, and then getting this thing done because of the parts. Because when I priced it out, it's like $430 from Steiner, what all I need for this thing. So most expensive part of it is the stupid battery box that I need, which it sucks that one's rotted out down there underneath the workbench, but it is what it is. So eventually at some point in time we'll get some progress made, I guess. I just don't know how soon. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at on the Super MTA Diesel there, the TA Diesel, TAD, whatever you want to call it. So we're getting there slowly but surely. And then I think I was trying to kind of determine what the next project was before. Hold on, I gotta look at something. Something looks off here to me. I don't know if you guys can notice that on the camera, but that tire looks like it's sitting funky. That one looks straight, but that one looks goofy for some reason. I might have to jack up the rear end and take a look at that. That's a little bit concerning. I don't like that a whole lot. I mean, it could be something to do with the busted out cast housing, but I don't, unless maybe it's on there crooked. It doesn't look like it, but maybe it is. I don't know. I'll have to take a look at that, I guess, because that's a little worrying. Anyhow, so I think once we get this out of here, we're gonna maybe shove the 2404 in and try and get that finished up. I did find some tires on an auction that we're gonna try and buy up tonight, so we'll see. We might be going to get those tomorrow. Tomorrow's New Year's Day, so we'll see what happens. Maybe if we do, we'll bring you guys along, of course. So yeah, that's all I got for you for now, I guess. So if we talk to you, if we're going down to the auction, we'll talk to you in a little bit. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And yeah, we'll either talk to you in a second, or we'll talk to you guys all next week. So we'll find out.